Hey, welcome to Early Access Control Alpha, Beta, and Abandoned. And we are taking a look at The Lost by White Sunrise. Now, this is a game I covered briefly in a video last week. I was interested in covering it for a couple of reasons, mainly because I was taking a look at the approach leading up to the launch from the developer, and there was a couple things I saw leading up to its initial release on the September 30th that kind of struck me as a little bit odd. And I use the term red flag, I guess, because it offers me a little bit of concern when it comes to thinking about backing a game like this. Now, one of the main things that is always something I look for when I'm looking at a project to kind of cover is where is this game going to be in a month? Certainly where is it going to be in 2 weeks? Now, is it going to be somewhere that's going to be worthwhile venturing past that 2 hours played and the 2 hour or the 2 week playtime before you refund it type of thing? Because if it's not, you've really got to be interested in that window, particularly to see if you should jump ship if you need to, right? And the best way to do that is to know kind of where the game's going to go. And so when you throw out terms like roadmap or like blueprint for development or something like that, it gives the potential buyer or backer or supporter kind of a look at what the developer is working on. And so I'm kind of going over these things just for content for community members, obviously, but also developers. And I didn't pick this game particularly to pick on anything about it or anything like that. I've actually played the game. It's quite a nice game, and it's in a good state. But there are flaws within White Sunrise's approach to their development, and it's namely all bordering around communication. So when I cover abandoned games, one of the things that is always consistency, constantly lacking, I should say, is communication. It's where primarily games falter first and before development basically stops, and then next thing you know, it's chalked up to the abandoned files. So if you're approaching a game and you're about to release it and you're not being completely attentive to your community, then there's going to be some questions that are going to start poking up. And that's kind of what I'm seeing right now from White Sunrise. I give them a benefit of the doubt that they're hard at work doing whatever they are doing. But the thing is, we don't know what you're doing. And so here I'm sitting with about 5 days left, 6 days left before I can actually refund it. I've only played 1 hour because I'm being very wary of this window, and I'm not seeing a lot of things that are pointing to the longevity of this project. So if I lapse that, then my money's gone, and I might as well have, not supported it. And this is important for me to reiterate to people because a lot of people are going to be approaching games like this, and they should be taking this stance. They should be looking at the game going, okay, this is fun, this has potential, but I don't know where this game's going to go. So I'm going to refund it, and I'm going to sit on my wallet until I know exactly what's going to happen with this game. So that's from a consumer's perspective. But from the developer's side, you need to be wary that that's how consumers are thinking, right? You know that they're not just going to fork over their dollars unrelentlessly and make things all happy and good on your side. So if there's a potential for a buyer to be like, wait a minute, I'm going to refund because I don't exactly know where this game's going, you need to do your best to kind of convey that idea and convey why they should invest in you and support your product. Because if you're not doing that, it's not going to make sense for anybody to go along with you for the ride of whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. And that's a paramount kind of reasoning when it comes to supporting early access titles. So once again, if White Sunrise, if you see this, there's potentially you're nearing that point where people are going to just not play it anymore, and they're going to post a review, and your launch window is closing, and a lot of it needs to be kind of mitigated if you can, and you do that the best through communication. And when I look at the community hub, I see a lot of the similar things. So I've posted a couple times trying to interact with the community and trying to be on top of what's actually going on. And there's a lot of questions that are being posted, but there's not a lot of reciprocation from the developers. There's not a lot of people that are being answered when when they've posted a question, and that's kind of that's not great. You should be very quick to reply to people, to let them know that you're there, and to always be ready to lend your ear to people's questions and concerns, because it's the very first week of development, very first week of launch. So if you can't do it and it's time constraint and who knows what's going on, maybe you're not good with words or people or something like that, do your best to find somebody who can do it for you. Assign some mods right off the bat, and keep those communication lines open, because once they start closing, people start turning away, and once that happens, it becomes extremely hard to keep the attractiveness of your project and to keep people interested. So this is pretty much all I really have to say about the red flags that have kind of shown their face to me. But I want to show you the game, and because it is quite a good game and it's a good spot. So let's jump in and I'll play for a bit, and chances are I'm going to eventually lapse my 2 hours playtime, because I really kind of want to take a good hard look at this game. So I'll support it as best I can, but at the same time, excuse me, I want to make people aware of the things that I've kind of flagged as kind of an important thing to consider. So right off the bat, great feel for the opening window, splash screens, menus. You've got some options here. Looks like there's going to be different. This is primarily only single player, so you've got some things you can adjust here. Once again, like it's only single player, so I don't even know if there's going to be multiplayer. And the thing is, like, if people are coming here for multiplayer eventually, then they need to know whether or not that's going to happen or not. So as you can see, you spawn in, and it's kind of immediately looks reminiscent of games that are in this genre. One thing that comes to mind is H1Z1. I love that game before it split into the two games, and it was amazing as a zombie survival game, and it's unfortunate that it went the way it did. But leads you to another question that somebody posted. Hey, is there going to be zombies in this? Because right now there's only one kind of antagonist. It's a bear, right? You've got to, that's the only thing that's going to kill you, and or starvation. And yeah, people don't really know what else is coming, because there hasn't been any kind of hint or post to the direction of what's actually going to happen. So gameplays wise, it looks really good. I mean, I'm getting decent frames. I'm getting 65 frames right now. I'm having no problem interacting and picking stuff up. It's pretty straightforward. You've got your metrics down the bottom right, and then you've got some I guess some character slots or weapon slots or item slots down at the bottom. This is Unreal Engine. I'm very, I know I say it a lot, but I'm very familiar with it, and I recognize a few of these assets. So I'm not 100% sure what is being done on the art end, but it doesn't matter to me because it all marries pretty well, right? It's all looks like it should be here, and that's something I kind of look for in my. This isn't a review because I need a lot more time to review a game than just 1 hour. I can easily review an abandoned game in like 10 minutes, but a game that's just launched, that's not fair. It doesn't do anything constructive to developers, so yeah, I'm not going to review it. So here we are. We're in the map. Hitting tab's going to bring up your crafting window. Now, I mean, there's enough here to get you started, to get you, a good idea of what the game's going to be like. I've collected some rocks and stuff so I can craft a stone axe. Wait for that to finish crafting, and boom, I have it. Hitting one, and typical thing, walk up to a tree and start burning your wood. So I think there's obviously some temperature in the top right. There's a day, like a survival counter, like how many days you actually stay alive. It looks like there's a day-night cycle. You can build in this. I'd need to find or craft a hammer. Let me see if building tool. So I need metal fragments. So in this game, there are a couple places that actually spawn items. So over here, you'll see a factory building. If you head to those, you can kind of like find. I found a backpack once. I found like a hammer, and I found these kind of things. But I'll just grab the hammer because most likely it's in here, and I'll show you the building features. And then that's going to be the extent of what I'm going to show you in the game. There really isn't much to do. There's a deer that you can kill, and there is a other there. Of course, this is going to be the one that doesn't have the hammer. And then there's stuff you can build, and then there, of course, is the bear you can kill. Now, is there going to be bandits? What's the point of me being in this world? What happened? Why am I trying to survive? I don't know any of these questions, you know, and it's one of the things that kind of it bothers me, because when you're introducing a survival game into the whole genre, you got to make it different than what there's been there before. Make it appealing. Make the world kind of, you know, an important place to survive in. Give something that's going to want players to play, because if it's just to gather wood and stone and, you know, forge metal stuff and then build a building, you know, it's not gonna last on that premise alone. My luck. I'll go over to these ones and we'll check quick, and then we'll I haven't even seen a deer yet. I did initially, but not 100% sure what happened to it. This is close to the initial starting area. Oh, sweet. There's a building tool. All right. So hitting the building tool, you got to select it in the bottom your item. Why can't I think of what the hell they're called? Anyways, hit R and you'll be able to craft whatever it is you want. So there you can see there's the platform. I will find it, craft it. Boom. So the building system is great. It's pretty intuitive. You know, there's like nothing that's going to extremely frustrate you. I haven't really tried to rotate items. I'm not sure how extensive it's planned to be. There is a bed here. Oh, there's the bear. That's funny. So I'm not sure if I can just jump away from. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure like the direction of it. Is there going to be like, are we going to have furniture we can place in there? Are we going to be able to do all these kind of different things? Like how extensive is crafting going to be? Like what's going to keep us kind of coming back to play this game? And it's really hard to get these questions answered in the 2 weeks that you own the game, or the 2 hours that you played it, without the developer actually posting and telling you what to expect. So that's all I can really say about the game. I'm not going to play anymore. I really hope that you're going to follow along at least with this development, and I'll give you an idea of how it's going, and we'll kind of give a weekly post and update to this game. And yeah, if it is your cup of tea, then I would suggest, you know, just hold off a little bit. Let's get some concrete info from the developer and exactly where this game might go or might lead, because at this state you're just gonna unfortunately be bored because there isn't enough here, right? And you know, that's all I can kind of say. So hopefully you found this game or this video helpful. Please like and subscribe, and yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.